Victoria, and this is my assistant Tia. And together we are going to take you on a journey on how to learn to paint with watercolours. This is the first video on my channel, so please make sure to like and subscribe using the button below to keep in touch with all new videos and content that I'm posting. So to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a wildlife watercolour artist based in Scotland, and I also do pet and animal commissions. So I'm going to show you how to take a blank piece of paper to something like this. The first things I'm going to show you guys are what you need to buy to be able to start painting. So the first things first, let's start with the watercolours. I use Winsor & Newton, and this pack is great because it gives you so many different colour variations. So as you can see, without me taking them all out, it has loads and it's well used. But the reason I really like the Winsor & Newton paintings is I'm going to get a little bit technical here. So to do professional watercolour paintings, you need to make sure that you have a few things. So when people buy your watercolours, if that's a route you're wanting to go down, they don't fade over time, because nothing worse than somebody paying you £100 for a painting and then it fades. So what you get when your paintings come from Winsor & Newton, you get these little paper bits. So I'm going to show you, zoom in, don't know if you guys can see that, but I will put a picture up of it anyway. So the professional grade Winsor & Newton paintings are rated AA, so that is for professional artists. But the most important thing that all watercolours have is a light fastness. So that is how long it takes for the UV rays in everyday to-day life to fade the paint. And what you are looking for is a light fastness grade of 1. So the Winsor & Newton paintings in this set have the light fastness grade of 1. So that means that you can produce and sell your art, or you can give it to your family and know that it's not going to fade over time. If you are interested in buying the Winsor & Newton palette that I use, you can use the link below in my comments to buy that, in my description even, to buy that. Okay, so next up we have paper. So I use the Saunders Waterson St Cuthbert's Mill paper, and I am going to tell you a few reasons why. So the St Cuthbert's Mill watercolour paper is made from 100% cotton, and it's produced in England. So they come in a range of textures. The texture I use, it tells you on the top here, is the HP texture, and that is the smoothest. So you can get bumpy to smooth. I like the smooth texture because I feel it lets the art speak for itself in a way. It doesn't add any extra texture and any unwanted bits to your painting. Some people prefer that bumpy watercolour texture, and that's absolutely fine, that's what they like. It's just I like to add my texture in with the paintbrushes and the details. So another great thing about the St Cuthbert's Mill paper is it comes, you'll see this black bit along the edges, it's carbon bound. So that means that it also helps protect your painting from air pollution. So air pollution is another thing that can dull your painting. So if you are wanting to go professional and sell your paintings, it's another way to ensure that they last in longevity. Also, you can paint straight on to the pad. You don't have to take the paper out if you don't want to. And that way of doing it, keeping it in the black binding, means you don't have to soak or stretch your paper first, and it will dry completely flat. Sometimes I do take it out and tape it down, stretch it out, but I will talk you through all of that in further videos to come. And finally, another thing that you cannot paint without is paintbrushes. So I have this big set. It is just off Amazon. It is nothing special. It's not expensive. It's just a really great way to let you try out loads of different paintbrushes. So this is the Pablo paintbrush set. Again, I will link below in the description, but these are the premium ones. So that means that they are de-shedding, so the hairs in the paintbrush won't come out on your painting, so you're not having to try and pick the tiny little hairs out of your watercolours. So that is another really great thing. Also, they keep their shape, so it doesn't, sorry, that's a dog. It doesn't matter how many times you wet them, dry them, they will keep their exact shape. While we're on the paintbrushes, my personal favourites and the ones I use all the time is the Pablo Premium Flat Wash size 1.5. I will tell you why I like all of these in videos later to come. But I also use the flat shader in size 8 a lot. And the last one that I use all the time and would be devastated if I lost is the Pablo Premium Round in number 1, which is really fine. And with my watercolour paintings, I do something a little bit different, and I go on top with paint pens. So this is a technique I will talk about in a video to come. But I just wanted to show you them since we're going through what you should buy to get started, and if you want to have your painting watercolour journey with me, then this is something I will use. So these are the Uni Posca paint pens in the size 1M. So they're really fine and they are a great way of adding in little details, but I'll tell you all those tips and tricks later. So that is it for products and what you need to buy. If you have any questions, please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe